In today's video, how to turn a hater into a buyer. If you're someone who is currently getting hate online, people are misinterpreting you, people are hating on you, or you're someone who's afraid of sharing what you would like to share for fear of being cancelled or called out and attacked, etc., I'm about to solve that problem to the level that not only will all the attacks and everything stop and you'll be able to share yourself openly without fear of judgment, but the very same people who are attacking you are going to buy from you. So some of you have been told, and many of you have been through programs where you're taught that, you need to create value, you need to create authority content so that people respect you, and you're doing that. And while doing that, all of a sudden somebody comes and attacks you. Let me give you two examples. Two of my clients in the last 2 weeks came to me with two specific problems, but the pattern was the same. One of them shared an authority post that established her essentially a master in her niche, and somebody commented saying, "So are you trying to say you're too smart?" and attacked her intellect. I literally attacked her authority. Another client of mine came to me and he shared a deeply personal and a vulnerable share about his life, about something that was very personal and it was very serious. Somebody came to his feed and spammed it with like business posts or something completely irrelevant, which was uncalled for. And then both of them came to me and they were like, "Well, what should I do?" So for the woman whose authority was attacked, this is the exact same post that someone said, "Are you trying to be smart?" got her 2 leads. So her authority was clearly working. This is such a common mistake I see people making. And this is probably you right now, where you're like, okay, I hate this because we focus more on the attack. We focus more on the danger because that's what we're insecure about. For the guy, the same post resonated with their audience and brought their audience a lot closer to them. And so my advice, and let me explain the preface of this advice, you're going to see caricatures on social media. So you're going to see the airy-fairy, life is beautiful, love, because that's a caricature, aspire to and certain people are attracted to. And then you're going to see the exact opposite, the badass, let's go, get in gear. Both are caricatures. But the fact of the matter is they are showing a carefully curated version of themselves to the public, which they think is going to attract people to them, and they might have a plan, but they're also sharing how they would like to be seen. And so the real problem happens when someone doesn't see us the way we'd like to be seen. I have seen people lose their on their profiles because someone said something they didn't like. It doesn't matter what level they're at. I've seen beginners do it, amateur do. I've seen experts, high level people go off on just random setters commenting on their profile and stuff. Obviously, it's an irrelevant comment. It's got no need to be there, but that person's level. Your response determines your level. So with the woman, I was like, all right, now you have a choice between the consumer mindset or the creator mindset. The consumer mindset is the average Joe who's been, excuse me, I don't mean any Joes, but the average Joe or Jane who's been trained to scroll social media, take stuff people say personally, get in fights with complete random strangers on the internet about your opinions on Taylor Swift's new song? Or do you want to be a creator mindset or an entrepreneur mindset where you are super intentional about the end goal, the end objective of the piece of content you put out? So a lot of intentionality needs to go behind why you're doing what you're doing. And once you've done the why you're doing what you're doing, the what you're doing is going to solicit all types of responses. Now, when we teach polarity marketing in Record Breaker, I train people to understand that the comments we get have no meaning, mean nothing about who you are, about the creator. From a marketing point of view, if you're getting a bunch of comments on your profile that people disagree with you, it is a perfect opportunity for you to jump in the comments, showcase your brilliance, which is exactly the advice I gave this girl. I said, look, this piece is clearly working. It's getting you a bunch of leads. And there's one person, you've ruffled their feathers and they're projecting their reality on you. So how about you approach it from a place of curiosity and start the conversation? Because most people just go off and tell people off. Imagine someone working really hard to establish authority, someone calls them out. They're going to double down on authority and attack the person. For the other client who wanted to get into an altercation with the person that said all of that, my advice to them was, no, multiply it by 10, multiply it by 100. I gave him my example. I said, when you're at my level and you're going to get hate regular, like every single day or every single week, crawling out, being like, how dare you? Who do you think you are? Blah, 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 blah. I really don't have time to engage. I also don't let it affect me. It's not a threat to my ego. It doesn't make me insecure. It is my point of view. Everywhere there's 6 billion people on the planet, 6 billion points of views. Everyone is entitled to their point of view. What you can do is not be the consumer, not let it mean something about you, which is where a lot of people trip up because they work so hard on content. They're like, oh my God, I worked so hard. It fell flat. It didn't land. People felt bad about it. It doesn't matter. Once it's out there, it is out in the ether. You then take at the data you get. You look at the people, the ones who love it as well as the one who hate it, because clearly you struck a nerve. And when you strike a nerve, you are far ahead of the people who are having trouble even being seen. You're being seen, hopefully by the right people, hopefully for the right reasons. At the bottom of every attack, there is judgment, and behind judgment is curiosity about how on earth can this be possible, because it goes completely against my worldviews. Guess what, boys and girls? It is time for you to step in and shift their beliefs about their worldviews. I have clients who have Facebook groups dedicated to hating on them. I've had people hate on me first and then be like, you know what does working with you look like? Because I kind of like what you do. Now, how do you do that? It begins with your ability to stay in the creator or the entrepreneur mindset and not lapse into the consumer mindset. Not let it mean something about you. Be intentional about even the responses that your content is soliciting, and study them and understand them and showcase your genius. This is one of those places where the more you grow as a person, the more you grow as a business. The more your ability to expand and be okay with people attacking you and yet be fine and yet hold space, even for your haters, it's just a matter of time before they start coming towards you and wanting to work with you. So if you're struggling with this, if you're struggling with attack, I suggest you approach it from a place of curiosity. If you're struggling with something you really want to say, but you're afraid of how it's going to be perceived, understand that the people who hate on you do not pay your bills. It is incumbent upon you to make sure you're doing the right thing. Keep this in mind. Let me know what resonated the most with you in this video. I'll see you in the next one. I'm out of here. Take care.